Good morning, and welcome to worship with All Souls Unitarian Universalist Congregation of New London, Connecticut. I'm Caitlin O'Brien, Associate Minister, and with me in worship this morning are Reverend Carolyn Paterno, Senior Minister, Perry Montrose, Director of Faith Formation, Tanya Lehman, Music Director, Jesse Edwards, who facilitates all things technical, and a thanks to Tammy, who provides the beautiful slides for our service. We also welcome Nora, who will represent the children and youth of All Souls by lighting our chalice in just a moment. So today is our annual flower communion service. It's a ritual that highlights the gifts that each of us brings to our community, just as each flower completes a bouquet. Some of you were able to come to our drive-through flower communion yesterday, and some of you have been able to snip something from the outdoors yourself. Some of you may have a favorite flower in your mind's eye. However your flower comes to you, I hope you'll hold it close as we begin. We welcome you to All Souls, where all souls are welcome. You are joyfully called to worship. We'll settle in with the words of Indian-born Canadian poet Rupi Kaur. "This is the recipe of life," said my mother, as she held me in her arms as I wept. Think of those flowers you plant in the garden each year. They will teach you that people too must wilt, fall, root, rise in order to bloom. Blessed be. I hope you'll join Tanya from home in singing our opening hymn, For the Beauty of the Earth.
For the beauty of the earth, for the splendor of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies, source of all to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the wonder of each hour of the day and of the night, hill and vale and tree and flower, sun and moon and stars of light, source of all to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the joy of human care, sibling, cousin, parent, child, for the kinship we all share, for our gentle thoughts and mild, source of all to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise.
Each Sunday, we light a chalice, the symbol of our faith. And each week, we invite a child or youth to join us in lighting the chalice. And this morning, we have Nora here with us. But before Nora passes the flame to Carolyn, we are going to say these words together. For the beauty of the earth.
Beauty
For-
of the earth.
For the beauty created in community.
For the beautiful created in you.
For the beauty of this hour.
For the beauty of this hour.
We give thanks and kindle the flame.
We give thanks and kindle the flame.
All right, now you can pass it to Carolyn. Each Sunday, we also light a candle of gratitude. Yesterday, some of you were able to swing through the All Souls parking lot and receive a flower. Others gathered on Friday to stand in witness for Black Lives Matter. There are socially distanced hikes coming up. And isolated family members have received outdoor distanced visits to lift their spirits. Today, we are grateful for all the ways in which we were able to be there for one another and set our eyes upon the souls we have missed during this trying period. We are grateful for today's YouTube chat and the ways that technology has kept us connected when in person is just not possible. Nothing is the same as it was, yet we are still saved by our presence to one another. Thanks, Nora.
Thank you, Nora.
We have seen how presence turned into action creates a social justice movement that changes the world. Alchemists work to transform the materials around them into a more perfect form. In the video we are about to see, Pamela Zagorensky artistically imagines what it might mean to be an alchemist of social issues and where that would lead us.
We give thanks for Pamela's beautiful artistic contributions to furthering our consideration of a world that is wrapped in peace. If I were an alchemist, she wrote, I would transmute war into peace, hate into love, prejudice into understanding, greed into giving. If I were an alchemist, I would transmute rage into forgiveness, poverty into prosperity, illness into health. Truth would be truth if I were an alchemist. And then she concludes, peace on earth. If I were an alchemist, if you were an alchemist, if we were alchemists, there would be peace in the heart of all people. There would be peace in every home. There would be peace on earth. I have no doubt. But we are not alchemists. We are ordinary people. We are ordinary people doing our best to transmute the ills of the day with loving acts of kindness. And this is no small thing. We are reminded of the power of loving kindness through the Flower Communion's origin story. Some of you know this story, and for others, this may be brand new, but like all good stories, they are worth repeating. Norbert Čapek was a Czechoslovakian Baptist minister when he came to the United States to study for his PhD. He was in New York City. Once in the US, he met the woman who would become his wife, Maya. Maya was Unitarian and inspired Čapek to join the faith. When the two returned to Czechoslovakia in 1921, Norbert founded the Unitarian Church of that country. So that come-outers from other faith traditions would feel welcome. He created the Flower Communion, whereby each would bring a flower to add to the communion vase, and then would take a flower from the vase at the conclusion of the service. And the simple ritual reminded those folks who gathered then and reminds us today of the unique beauty each of us brings to community, and that together we create a beautiful bouquet. Maya returned to the United States and introduced the Flower Communion to our congregation in Cambridge, Massachusetts. That was at the start of World War II. Tragically, the war prohibited her from returning. When the Nazis took control of Prague in 1940, Norbert Čapek's gospel that proclaimed the inherent worth and dignity of every person, our first principle, was deemed, and this is a quote, too dangerous to the Reich for him to be allowed to live. He was sent to the concentration camp in Dachau, where he was martyred. However, his Flower Communion continues on, and its meaning held very close. His prayer of consecration was the same prayer that consecrated our flowers yesterday before the caravan began. This ritual reminds us of our power to transmute hate into love, prejudice into understanding, greed into giving. This isn't magical. It is our human agency that changes the world by changing hearts, beginning with our own. Our Flower Communion car caravan brought us together in a new way as we make our way through this new time. We will continue to find ways to generate joy together, even as we are distanced. Although we are not in Unity Hall to celebrate together this year, through Sean Elliott's powerful photography, we are reminded of our connection to each other and the beautiful bouquet that is All Souls. As we witness flower communions of years past, hold close your flowers at home, reminding yourselves of the ritual's meaning. You'll also see a few photos from yesterday. Our musical meditation this morning holds up this commitment. It is a prayer that we may be guided as we run this race. Hold my hand, stand by me, say the lyrics, and all our cries for partnership as we tend to the alchemy that is community. I welcome you into this musical meditation.
Guide my feet
while I run this race. Guide my feet while I run this race. Guide my feet while I run this race. For I don't want to run this race in vain. Race in vain.
hold my hand
While I run this race, hold my hand. While I run this race, hold my hand. While I run this race, for I don't want to run this race in vain. Race in vain.
stand by me
While I run this race, stand by me. While I run this race, stand by me. While I run this race, for I don't want to run this race in vain. Race in vain.
search my heart
While I run this race, search my heart. While I run this race, search my heart. While I run this race, for I don't want to run this race in vain. Race in vain.
Lee and Charlie, Nick and Becky, it's so wonderful to see your faces and hear your blended voices in song. Thank you so much. And now, before we take in images of our flower communions past, let's listen to the adapted words of Reverend Lynn Unger. Flower communion. What a gathering. The purple tongues of iris licking out at spikes of lupin, the orange crepe skirts of poppies lifting over buttercup and daisy. Who can be grim in the face of such abundance? There's nothing to compare, no need for beauty to compete. This is what community looks like. This vibrant jostle, stem by stem, declaring the marvelous joining. This is the face of communion, the incarnation once more gracefully resurrected from winter. Hold these things together in your sight. Purple, crimson, magenta, blue. You will be feasting on this long after the flowers are gone.
Your offering donations are the soil upon which the many beautiful flowers of all souls may be nurtured to grow and blossom. Each contribution you make supports our life-affirming faith community. We greatly appreciate your generosity. We have 2 new giving platforms that aren't so new anymore, but still new to some, Venmo and PayPal. Of course, you can also mail in checks or use online banking as well. And now to prepare us for the offering, we say these words together. We give to the work of all souls. Our work weaves the fabric of love called community. To this end, we dedicate ourselves and this our offering. The offering will be gratefully received. For all you have given, shared, and sacrificed, thank you.
We thank you. Each week, we pause to pay attention to the joy and sorrow that we experienced in the week just past. So at this time, you may choose to share in the chat so that your joy or sorrow may be witnessed. If you'd like your words spoken in the service, please send an email to Beloved Community by 2:00 on Thursdays. We did not receive any Beloved Community messages this week. As we light candles of intention, let us prepare our hearts for what is shared. and enter into a communion of silence. Blessed be. Let us take a deep breath. The quiet gives us a chance to settle in and to direct our attention to the source or sources of our grounding, of our sustenance. Imagining the needle of a compass, the way it dances and hovers a little before settling home. Let us hover a little and settle home. From this place, we offer our prayer for the health and continued connection of our community within All Souls and beyond. May we live to these days of great import as our most grounded, our most courageous and open-hearted selves. Remembering that we do this in the company of the souls who make up our great bouquet of vibrant lives held together by faith and purpose. May it be so. Let us say amen. Please join Tanya from home in singing our closing hymn, I Know This Rose Will Open.
I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open. I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open.
We'll close our service as we do each week by extinguishing our chalice with these words. Please join me. Our service has ended, but our work is not yet done. May our spirits be renewed and our purpose resolved as we meet the challenges of the week. Our chalice flame is extinguished until once again ignited by the strength of our communion. I invite you to place your hand upon your heart as we reach out together to the wider community. Let us remember in the beauty of the flowers and the beauty of the bouquet that is community, that we are connected in more ways than one. And may this one way that we are connected sustain us through this difficult time and bring joy nevertheless, in this difficult time. Go in peace and return again with great joy. Amen. Before we move into our postlude, Perry has some announcements to share as well. I just wanted to encourage you to stick around for the totality of the postlude, because it is a tradition at All Souls. This is a very particular tradition at All Souls, that at the conclusion of the flower communion, Bill treats us to his beautiful interpretation of the Waltz of the Flowers from the Nutcracker Suite. And we raise our flowers high in a waltz, in a dance together. It is a beautiful, beautiful sight. And Tammy has put together a video of photographs, again by Sean, of that postlude moment, that beautiful moment that we all hold so close year after year after year. I will share with you that the year that All Souls was honored as a breakthrough congregation, the Unitarian Universalist Congregation Association sent a photographer, and it happened to be the day of the flower communion. And the photographer afterwards pulled me aside and just expressed her delight in the service. And of the Waltz of the Flowers, she said, you know, being in this sanctuary, it's like being in a Fellini movie. It was so beautiful, she said, and colorful and that distinct. Those will understand that. So stick around and come back next week. Next week, there's beautiful service planned. Caitlin will be leading the worship service, and our community-affiliated minister, Reverend David Horst, will be offering the reflection. So we hope that you will join us then. Now, Perry, I know you have a couple of announcements.
Yes, so at 11 a.m., right after this, after the quarter of an hour coffee, we are having our Faith Formation Zoom, and there's going to be a pollinator draw along with Arlene. So grab some paper and markers or crayons and join us. Also on Tuesday, there will be a Rising 10th to 12th graders youth group hike at Bluff Point with Carolyn and me. And you may have seen some hike photos in the mission roll. So we're going to relive that kind of excitement anew. And let's see, on Fridays, including this coming Friday, there is the Black Lives Matter Witness at All Soul with a limited number of people. So you have to sign up to be part of it and witness with our banner. See your e-blast on how to sign up for a spot. And next Sunday, July 19th, for Faith Formation, we actually have an in-person Faith Formation event in the parking lot at All Souls. It is the annual tie-dye with Maria and Amy, and they're excited to lead the children in pre-K through rising 6th grade in this tie-dye event. Check your email for the details. It's at 11:30 next Sunday. So you may have seen pictures of past summer fun and games Sundays. This is this year's opportunity to do that. So that's it. Enjoy the postlude and the waltz.